Yeah, hi there, everyone. It's been about a week or so since I last chatted, and today is the time of Imbolc, the first of spring, the first day of spring, and of course here down south we acknowledge this day on the 1st of August, but of course in the northern hemisphere you celebrate this day usually around the 1st of February. And what it is the first sort of utterings of spring, and it's a good time to get out into nature and connect with the new growth. And I'm down here and I'm with Sparky. We've already greeted the water and Sparky enjoying it. And I'm here to share with you some thoughts on this particular time in the greater nature and scheme of things. And you can see just coming up from the river here, you see this little yellow flower here. It's one of the oxalis species, and you see it has the heart-shaped leaves, three sets of them, and the whole plant is edible. So we ask very, very respectfully to taste some of these utterings of spring from the oxalis plant. Delicious. They're full of vitamin C. They have, the oxalic acid. So you don't want to eat too much of them, but they're great to add to salads, soups, things like this. So this for me is a very magical time of the year. And, regarding archaeoastronomy, it's really to do with the cross quarter, which is the time in between the winter solstice and the spring equinox. So this is the time that we are recognizing and acknowledging right now. And without any doubt, the flowers have already popped, starting to show that the dark winter is over and the sun is returning, and the days are getting longer, and there is hope for life. Life is reborn. So for me, I find it very energetically timely as well, because we have very much all been in this kind of lockdown winter phase, especially here in the southern hemisphere. And now the opportunity to sort of re-emerge in a kind of energetic rebirth, if you like, is what we are experiencing within the nature of especially the plant kingdom, but also the animal kingdom. So Imbolc, the names have been derived mostly from the Gaelic belief systems, pagan belief systems, and it's woven into this fabric, the midpoint between the midwinter and the spring equinox. And it has to do with the Imbolc means in the belly, is one of the phrases, and of course some believe it also has to do with the milk, but ultimately it has to do with this time of rebirth and the time that the first lambs are in the belly and ready to be born. And you can be sure come this full moon that's exactly what's going to be happening. The lambs in the Karoo and other areas within Southern Africa, and obviously Australia as well, down south and South America, and all other animals that are carrying their young, many of them will actually give birth this coming full moon, because of course the energies of the full moon have all to do with this, the female energy, the Imbolc, the water energy. So these are really amazing times to honor this spring awakening also within ourselves. So good to go out into nature, connect with the plants, do some form of altar, if you like, some kind of a ceremony, just to honor the Great Spirit for these amazing cycles of nature that we are all so much a part of. And I will be doing the same, but focusing more towards the third, in other words Monday, I think it's Monday, where we have a full moon that for me is going to be a very, very powerful time to honor this time of Imbolc. And I will put out a little invite for people who would like to join me to greet the moon on that day. So it also is marked by certain flowers. Certain tribes all over the world would have recognized the very first flowers that popped up out of the soil after the long dark winter. And of course South Africa is no different. So besides the oxalis, which is definitely up, and it's got all the vitamin C, all the stuff that treats colds and viral flus, natural vitamin C that is like fully bioavailable to the body. These things are all surrounding us at this time, along with the bush tick berry, which is another one full of vitamin C. The birds are busy making nests as we speak. The wild cabbage is actually in this little patch. That's why I'm sort of here, come to see. It's called wilde kool, actually. It's this strappy leafed plant like this. Has many, many strappy leaves like this. And you can see there's a couple that are coming out of this, which is the sour fig that we see growing here, and that yellow flower there is the sour fig. Yeah, right over there. And this is another one of these wilde kool, we call it, wilde kool. And this will shoot a central stalk out here and make a big flower tip, and before it flowers it looks like a piece of asparagus. And it's delicious. It's one of my most favorite wild greens. So probably next weekend I'm going to do a wild foraging walk with Ishikwa, Khoisan chief, and Levi, my bush doctor guy. So stay tuned for that event. So I also wanted to give some feedback to everybody. One, about the elephants in Botswana, because if you remember, I think it must have been about 2 weeks ago, maybe a little bit more, we did a prayer ceremony for the elephants that were dying in Botswana, and it appears like the deaths have slowed down. They are not recognizing any new deaths at this point. At least that's what I'm hearing and reading about. They do not believe it's poison, as we said before, at least a man-made poison like anthrax. However, it could be, it seems to be leaning towards a potential natural bacteria that is coming into the water source, or came into the water source. But unfortunately, the results are still moving very slowly around, and they have to sort of go through a whole regime of fine-tuning exactly what it is. But I wanted to give much thanks and gratitude to everyone who shared their energy in any way, shape or form and prayer, because it appears that it's helped. At the moment